Hello, everybody. My name is Annie Sue, and I'm an IT asset management solution consultant. Today, we're going to take a look at IT asset management, a better together story with onboarding and offboarding. For today, we're going to take a look at Nick Newman, who is going to be a new hire employee, and take a look at how he is able to request the assets that he needs as a new joiner. Then we will see Maria Davies approve Nick's request and select cloud access accounts for him. We will then take a look on the back end and see what it looks like when the IT department receives Nick's requests. We'll take a look at both the hardware as well as the software for Nick. And finally, we will end with the example of Nick offboarding and thus the organization needing to reclaim those hardware and software assets from Nick. With that, let's go ahead and jump into the demo. Currently, we are logged in as Nick Newman, a new hire, and we're going to take a look at the onboarding tasks that he has. For the purposes of our demo today, I'm most interested in the select your equipment task. As you can see, this particular task describes to Nick exactly what he needs to do, and it's to request a particular piece of hardware. For Nick, I'm going to select a MacBook Pro. He simply clicks next. He can take a look and see what information is required, what other pieces of hardware are going to be selected. Keep in mind that what you see on the screen is configurable to fit your business's process. So, for example, these pieces of hardware, you can choose which ones you want to display to which employees and so on. In addition, we can have a similar task where Nick requests the software that he needs. For today, we're going to go ahead and click next. Take a look at the summary. Everything looks good. No special instructions. And now that request has been submitted by Nick. Next, we're going to take a look at what Nick's manager, Maria Davies, sees. So Maria Davies similarly logs into her employee portal and takes a look at what tasks she has. She can see this request that Nick has just placed requesting the Apple MacBook Pro. As Maria, I'm going to go ahead and approve this request. In addition, I'm going to select which cloud accounts my new hire Nick can access. As you can see, it's new hire onboarding Nick Newman. And here I can choose which accounts to give Nick access for. Now within ServiceNow, this action can act like the trigger to kick off a workflow to give Nick accesses to whichever accounts I choose. Again, it is important to remember that you can configure this to best fit your business processes. I'm simply showing an example. I'm going to go ahead and click order now, check out. And now that request has been submitted. Now, let's go into our instance and take a look at what this looks like on the back end. As the system administrator, if we come to our hardware asset management dashboard and we take a look at requests that require sourcing, we can see requests that Nick has made for hardware. From here, we can drill down into a particular request. We're currently logged in as the system administrator within our instance, and we can see that there are several requests for Nick Newman. There's the hardware request that we saw Nick submit. There's the cloud account access that we saw Maria Davies submit. And then in addition, I've gone ahead and created a request for Nick to receive some software. Diving into our first request, We can see here that these are the 4 items that were placed when Nick made that hardware request from the employee portal. Let's take a look at the Apple MacBook Pro 15-inch. Here you can see the steps required in order for this particular item to be completed. In addition, we can see the approvers, group approvals, as well as catalog tasks. I'm going to go ahead and source this request. As you can see, the local stock is 0. However, there is 17 transferable stock, or we can make a new purchase from the vendor. I'm going to go ahead and transfer something from a stock room and submit this particular request. And now the transfer order line has been successfully created. As you can see, the state is now close complete. We see a particular transfer order. Now I'm going to go through the steps of pushing this transfer order through. As you can see, we've now completed this transfer order line task. As you can see on this request, we've now gone through and fulfilled each task within this particular workflow, and delivering the Apple MacBook Pro 15-inch has been completed. As we can see, for our user Nick, he now has an Apple laptop that is assigned to him. Now, we're going to take on the persona of Casey Kuhn, who is our software asset manager. Casey goes ahead and looks at the requests and can see that the software request for Nick is at the top. If we drill down, we can see the price, who it's requested for, who it was opened by, and information and so on. We can see that it is a Dreamweaver license that was requested. In addition, we see a catalog task to source this particular piece of software. I'm going to go ahead and source the request. And we can see that we have 75 available rights, or we can purchase 1 right. Since we have 75 rights, I'm going to go ahead and allocate this particular right. I'm going to go ahead and select this one and assign it to Nick. Go ahead and submit this particular request. And we can see that 1 license allocation was successfully created. Now, if I head over to the software asset overview workspace, I can drill down and look at the license usage. I can see all the publishers, and I know that Dreamweaver is an Adobe product. I go over to Dreamweaver, I take a look at my entitlements. I go ahead and take a look at this particular record, go to my user allocations, and I can see that there is 1 license allocated to Nick Newman. Something to keep in mind is that even though I just walked through the allocation process, your organization may choose to automate some of the steps that we just walked through. That is configurable up to your decision and whatever best fits your business needs. Now we're going to pivot to take a look at what offboarding between HR and IT asset management can look like. Currently, I'm Anna McDonald, an HR manager. What we see is a lifecycle event, voluntary separation, which will be our offboarding lifecycle. This is available as an experience pack from the ServiceNow store. Here we can see the particular item, collect assets. This will be one of the tasks for an employee such as Nick Newman when they are going through the offboarding lifecycle. As Nick goes through the offboarding process and goes ahead and reclaims those pieces of equipment, we can see, for example, that now Nick no longer has any hardware that is assigned to him. Finally, as we can see here, the allocation that was initially made for Nick has now been removed, thus reclaiming this Dreamweaver license from Nick. Today, we were able to see ServiceNow IT Asset Management in conjunction with onboarding and offboarding. We were able to walk with Nick from the beginning of his journey, requesting hardware and also receiving software, till the end where we were able to reclaim those assets from Nick. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please refer to the screen if you have a need for any additional resources. In addition, feel free to reach out to your account executive. Thanks, and hope to see you again.